I want to talk to you all today about some food sources for vitamin D. Now, you can find good supplements as well. I have a supplement of D3 that believe is mixed with calcium, and it also the D3 is helpful for the absorption of calcium. But I don't take it all the time. I do take it some, but uh, the main reason I'm interested in D now is a lot of people are deficient in vitamin D, and this is medically proven. There's quite a few doctors that have spoken out saying a lot of their patients that have gotten tested, for just different deficiencies and that they have, the vitamin D pops up quite a bit now, and it's a lot more than what it used to be, and a big part of that is due to geoengineering and chemtrails. Because a main source of vitamin D is the sun, and if your skies are clouded up with these uh, aerosol sprays and whatever they put in them, that's blocking out your sunlight, and that again, that's a major source of vitamin D. So a lot of people aren't getting it because of that, and then they don't have food sources or take supplements to provide for that. And vitamin D is important for a number of different things. So I've written down a few of the food sources here. There's not really a whole lot of them that you get a decent amount from, but there's several here worth mentioning. First off, just 3 ounces of salmon contains 100% of your daily value. And if you're going to use salmon, I would recommend wild caught, either Alaskan or Atlantic salmon. I wouldn't get anything out of the Pacific due to the Fukushima radiation. But again, 3 ounces is 100% of your daily value. Just 3 ounces of tuna is 57% in daily value. Now with fish, though, you do need to be careful because there's mercury in a lot of fish these days, and some of them come from just polluted water. So I wouldn't recommend eating fish more than a couple of times a week, unless if you have a doctor that tells you to do so, then to do what he tells you to do. But overall, I wouldn't eat it more than a couple of times a week. Also, almond milk. 1 cup of almond milk contains 25% of the daily value of vitamin D. Now, something I haven't tried, but it seems to be like number one on a number of doctors' lists for a good supplement for vitamin D is cod liver oil. The main reason I haven't tried it is I suffer with gout from time to time, and you're not supposed to have organ meats. And since cod liver is an organ meat and the oil comes from it, I figured it would trigger the gout. So I don't want to touch that. But in general, most people can take cod liver oil without a problem. And all you need is a teaspoon of it, 1 teaspoon of liquid cod liver oil, and just that provides 100% of your daily value. Also, 2 large eggs equals 20% of the daily value. 3 ounces of tofu provides 23% of your daily value. I had some tofu this morning, and I think it was a 14-ounce package. I ate about half of it, and I'll eat the other half another time. But that's 7 ounces, so that's probably over 50% just from that bowl of tofu that I had. And also, iodine is another thing that the chemtrails deplete a lot from your body. And some good sources of iodine are Himalayan or sea salt, kelp, eggs, and fish. All of those are good sources of iodine. You want to stay away from regular table salt, as regular table salt is not good for you at all. Uh, if you're gonna, in general, you shouldn't use a whole lot of salt. We don't really need a whole lot of salt. Uh, unless if you work outside a lot and you sweat a lot, and you might need to replenish it a little bit more. But on average, most people have a much higher sodium intake than they should, and that can create blood pressure problems, heart problems, as well as a number of other issues. So you don't want to overdo it with that, but I use a little sea salt or Himalayan salt at times, and it's okay to use that, and it's a good source of iodine. So I hope these tips have helped you out, and try to stay indoors as much as possible if they're spraying heavily in your area. Because I've suffered quite a bit over the last 6 months or so, but I am much better now. Thankful to the Lord for that, and I've been doing a number of things to try to clear that up. And diatomaceous earth is one thing that I've used a good bit. Fruit pectin is another good thing for the arthritis-like symptoms that it causes, and those and along with wheatgrass. So those are the three main things I've been taking lately for that, and I don't have hardly any aches and pains anymore. Whereas first couple of months or so after I got exposed to a heavy dose, I was really hurting there in a number of different places. But thankfully, that's cleared up. And if you're struggling with that, if you have any kind of issues with respiratory problems or arthritis-like symptoms from the chemtrails, you know, again, take these vitamin D sources as well as some kind of detox, such as diatomaceous earth, wheatgrass, or fruit pectin. So may the Lord bless you and keep you, and we'll talk to you later.